can look at that, doing that, but I thought tonight, this literally is, it's sort of almost a little bit of an experiment just to see if I, you know, can do it or... Right, okay, so your question is about the police. Yes, sorry, Joanne. This one, there will be others. There will be others. Right, okay, so we've got two there. We've got, did the police cover? Do you mean, did they cover it properly? Was Nikki satisfied by the outcome? Okay, good. So we've got a few questions. So let's see. I'm going to take just the first one that came up there, which was, did the police cover it properly, I presume you mean? God, I'm absolutely terrified. I just want to tell you that. Now, what we've got to remember is it's not mediumship, this is well, let's just see how it goes. And now I don't do reverse and upright. I know, because I think they're all, oh look, they're all coming out now. All the questions are coming out now. So the one I'm going to think about is, has this case been right? Shall we? Can I think? Will we find out more? Is there more to come out? Like, so let me think how to. I have to frame the question in my head. Is there more to come out about this case? Is there more things to come out about the Nicola Bulley case? And that I will concentrate on, and that will give me an idea then. Okay, so you can see the cards already. Okay. So as I say, I don't do reverse and right way round and reverse readings. I think all of the cards, when you pick them up, you've got a positive and a negative connotation, and you have to use your intuition to work out which one to use. I'm really scared. Okay, now that's interesting, isn't it? Oh. So what I was really thinking was, when you see those, okay, and of course some of you know a little bit about tarot cards, so you'll have an idea. So we've got they're very positive cards. I've got to say, they're positive cards. They're not negative cards. Having said that, the Temperance, Temperance is one of the major arcana, isn't it? So it's like, you know, one of the more important, because do you know, I mean, I don't know what you know or don't know about tarot cards. It seems like you know quite a lot. But the tarot cards are divided into two sections. You've got the major arcana, of which Temperance is one. And then you've got like the swords, the cups, the pentacles, and the wands. They're like suits of cards, and they're less important, if you like. But the major arcana, of which Temperance is one, Temperance is the 14th one, is very important. These are the most important cards. Now, to me, Temperance, you can see Temperance, you can see in the picture, they're holding the goblets and going for it. It's a balance with Temperance. To me, it's like as I said, these are quite positive cards. So you could think initially, well, yeah, maybe they did make a good job of the case. If you know, if you didn't know what that question was and you were just thinking something in your mind and you came up with those cards, well, you know, it wouldn't be bad. Now, this King of Swords, this is interesting because this is like a dark man to me. Is a dark man. So there's some man that's influential in this case. And this is because, you know, I've been practicing today, and obviously I've done quite a few about Nicola Bulley as well. And this King of Swords comes up over and over again. You know, often it comes up. So the Temperance is like a balance. It's like a, you know, literally that is what Temperance is, isn't it? It's sort of, it's almost like a waiting. and then we've got the 9 of Cups, which is a really good card. It's like, it's normally associated with romantic things, isn't it? And that, but so these cards are a little bit incongruous so far with the question that we were asking, which is, let me just move that out of the way. The question that we're asking, which is just like, did the police make a good job of the case? And just looking at that at face value, I'm thinking it's almost a yes, but this, so this is what I normally do. I start off with 3 cards and then I build on it. So I'm going to take another 3 cards. You know, there's something that I've thought from the beginning, and maybe it's a bit of a desperate hope. I always hope that there's still investigations going on, that, you know, the reason that nothing, because in my heart, without even the cards, I feel that there's something more to know about this case. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know, you know, what the full story is, but in my heart I feel, even with whether cards or not, that there's more to this case still to come out. Oh, yeah. So when we go further with the cards, we've got the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords is probably what, in my eyes, is one of the more positive swords, because generally the swords are not positive cards. But the Ace of Swords, I always think of as a fresh beginning, like a cut, you know, like a cut off from one life to another, which may be positive, depending on the cards that follow it. But it's interesting with this one, isn't it? Because it's followed by the Tower. Now, the Tower is like, I think, the worst card that can come up in a reading for someone, because it means, I mean, it can have its, all cards have their positive and negative connotations. Yeah, Angela and Shelley, I do feel that there are, or I hope rather than feel, maybe it's a vain hope, but I think it's borne out by the Temperance, because the Temperance is the balance, you know, like the waiting. But then the Ace of Swords, it feels like something sudden is going to happen. And then the Tower, again, is something very sudden. Now, if you got the Tower in your own reading, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, because sometimes things have to collapse, don't they? The situations have to end suddenly for new beginnings to start. But this is strange, because you've got the Ace of Swords, so it's like a dramatic thing that's going to happen, followed by the Tower, which is even more dramatic, and then followed by another Swords. But this is that the 6? See, I can't see the light, it's not brilliant in here. The 4 of Swords. Now, I might need a little bit of help with the 4 of Swords, because the swords generally are not good cards. The 4 of Swords, I think, I'm going to look it up because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I get the feeling from it that it's like a rest period, like a period of time to wait. That's what I get. I think with this case, and this is my own literal intuition without the cards, but I feel like the cards are perhaps confirming it, is there's a period of waiting to come, but something dramatic is going to happen. I hope it's not anything, you know, because I do worry about the girls, etc. But yeah, this is like rest and restoration. It's like a waiting. It's all about a waiting. There's something dramatic. So I'm going to take 3 more, and then we'll go on to another question. because this question was about the police specifically, wasn't it, and how they had dealt with the case. And it's, you know, it seemed in the beginning, this man, this dark man, well, that could be Paul, or it might be some, you know, a policeman or something. We don't know who it is, but it's come up many times today when I've been doing, you know, practicing the cards about the Nicola Bulley case. This King of Swords has come up over and over again. It could even be Nicola's own dad, because the King of Swords is like normally, you know, a person of authority, though. Yeah. So no, I don't think it is Nicola's dad. I think this is either Paul, or it is maybe a policeman. Maybe there are things going on behind the scenes that we just don't know. And if that's true, so if I'm going to give my total intuitive feeling about these cards, would be to say we've got this period of waiting where it feels like, you know, not much is happening, but something dramatic is going to happen. What do you think? I know there's some of you out there who like doing the cards yourself, so what would you make of that reading? Oh gosh, so then we've got the Hermit. Yeah. The Hierophant. And the Eight of Swords. There's a lot of swords, isn't there? A lot of swords. Well, the Hermit is like normally sort of represents lonely. Well, in a negative way, it's loneliness, but in a positive way, it's like you know, being alone to arrive at some sort of epiphany, making your way on your own. But it's not always a negative thing to be on your own, is it? And the Hierophant, again, the Hierophant is like almost could be a judge or something like that, because the Hierophant is normally a male figure, but it could be a woman, of course. I mean, the thing is, this deck, I bet they've got gender neutral decks now. I must try and get hold of one, because it's true. This is an old deck, if you like, the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and it's hundreds of years old, so it's very gender biased, you know. So you have to be aware that sometimes, like when you have the Hierophant and it's a man there, I don't think, I expect the new tarot cards. I mean, these cards, bloody hell, they're probably over 25, 30 years old. So I've had them a long time. So I expect I must look into some new cards. Because what always frustrates me sometimes, what often frustrates me is when you get the pages, like the Page of Swords, the Page of Cups, and they're boys, you know, and of course they can be girls. If you get the pages, because there is no girl, there's no pages of swords or whatever. So you get the pages, they just mean young people, and they could mean girls or boys. So, okay, so this was the deck. Oh, I was thinking I was going to take a photo, but I don't need to take a photo because I can just screenshot it in the video. The question we asked here was, had the police, what was it? It was like, had the police investigated this case properly, etc. And, you know, maybe it's just my feeling or whatever, but I don't feel they investigated it properly, and at least not in the beginning. I think they made a total cock-up of everything from the beginning. And I think they've been on the back foot ever since. That's my opinion. I don't know what happened to Nicola. I don't know if she ever was at the river that day, or if she, but one thing I am pretty much certain of in my heart is she did not jump into that river, or if she did jump into it, it's because somebody was chasing her or something like that. She didn't. I don't believe she deleted herself. I don't believe she fell in accidentally. I think that's just totally. I mean, if somebody could prove that to me, if somebody could show me some, you know, someone who actually saw her fall in, or some proof that she fell in, well, I would go with it. But we've never been shown that. So I think the accidental death verdict is an absolute joke. It should have been an open verdict. So So going by that on this reading, I feel, right, so if I just say what I'm feeling, now maybe it's because it's what I was feeling anyway, but it seemed to be confirmed by the reading. I do believe that the police, there's more going on behind the scenes. I feel like something's coming quite soon. This Ace of Swords and the Tower, something dramatic is going to happen. And it's going to lead to some sort of, I don't know, isolation for someone. You know, I don't think this is Nicola's mental state, because this wasn't the question we were asking at the time. Because sometimes this is what can happen. But I think it's going to lead to some sort of confinement and a judge. Now, I'm not saying that's Paul. That could be. It may not be Paul. I don't know if somebody did do something to Nicola. I don't know who did it. Paul might be the most misjudged person in the history of the world. I do feel that's not true. But anyway, I've got to give all sides of the possibilities. So, okay, so my conclusion, like the coroner's conclusion, all supposition, it's all guesswork. His bloody stupid conclusion that he came to was all guesswork. None of it was proven. And my conclusion that I'm coming to with that reading is things are going on below the surface. Something dramatic is going to happen, and it's going to lead to some sort of confinement for someone. Okay, so there you go. That's number one. So, anybody else got a question? Let's have a look at the question. What's that? What looked like a mannequin? Yes, you're right, Shelley. The swords do represent Virgo. They represent those signs. The wands represent like Leos and fire signs, etc. But I don't know who that person is. What is this about this video? Are we talking about the body? Listen, I need to say, somebody sent me some very sort of interesting photos that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet, but yeah, Angela, so your intuition tells you there'll be a dramatic turnaround. That's what I think, and I think it is borne out by that reading. I don't do the reverse reading. I just take the card out. I put them all the right way round before I started, or the same way round, because I think each card has got a positive and a negative reading. I don't, and it might just be the way that you sort of hold them away. So I don't do the reverse readings. I just do a general reading of the card and sort of do it that way. So, well, the thing is, we'll know one day, I suppose. It was about the body coming out in the water. It looked like a mannequin. I have. Yeah. Yes. Well, that's something for the future. Okay. So, question. Give me a question. So we've looked at what we think about the way the police have dealt with it, and according to that, which as I say, this is just for entertainment purposes. I don't want anyone thinking this is gospel and it's going to happen. I don't know. I'm just telling you what that felt to me. And I think a good question would be to ask, did Paul have anything to do with it? What do you think? Should we ask that? Okay. So I'm going to, because nobody's listening to me. Okay, so the question that I'm going to ask now is, Did Paul Ansell have anything to do with the death of Nikki? Okay, that's the question. Let's see what comes out. So I always start with 3 and take it from there. Oh dear. Oh, do you know? Now, there's nothing really in there that's suspicious in these first 3. So we've got the 7 of Wands. Wands are normally more to do with career and things like that, and to do with, you know, rather than to do with romance or relationships or anything like that. And then we've got the 3 of Wands as well. But interestingly enough, then we've got the 3 of Pentacles. Now, when I was doing the cards earlier, a lot of Pentacles cards came up for Paul. Now, Pentacles is all about money, of course. Money. I suppose the ones are about like career, etc. So there's nothing bad particularly in those first 3, I have to say. It's like, it's all more like, is his career very important to him? Money is very important. You know, which, to be fair, is to everybody. So we can't hold that against him, can we? So let's go for another 3. Gosh, it does fit. I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, I'm, you know, I don't know. I hope you're enjoying it as well, but I don't know if it's of any use or value. But it's interesting. It's just interesting, I think. Yeah. So that's quite a dramatic card, isn't it? This is like, oh, you know, the heartache. The heart's been pierced by 3 swords. It's like there's 3 people in a relationship. Somebody, when that happens, that is, you know, somebody's heart's been broken. And then we've got the 4 of Wands. So again, the Wands and the, it's like, gosh, it's a weird sort of combination, isn't it? Because you've got like the, and then the Pentacles again. So always, honest to God, I should have filmed myself just doing those videos when I was practicing today. Because every video that I did for Paul, every reading that I did for Paul, it was all Pentacles. And actually there was quite a lot of romantic, I mean, none of these are romantic. This is about a broken heart. But the ones I was doing earlier today, there was quite a lot about that, like the Lovers came up, which is the choice in love, and the Cups cards, which are about relationships, etc. There was a lot about, you know, about that. So anyway, I'm going to take 2 more lots of 3, and then we'll see how this ends up. Yeah, I do. I mean, the thing is, if, hi Sharon, yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I think there's definitely, you know, from the cards and from my, there's definitely other women around Paul. I mean, did you see the red flags thing that Mickey did about his social media? You know, he's on these, following these influencers, young girls, you know, scantily dressed, and that wouldn't be very nice just in itself if Nicola found out about that, would it? If she's going through the perimenopause, she's feeling bad about herself. Of course, she was beautiful, but you know what it's like, just being, it doesn't matter what you look like, it's how you feel inside that counts, you know, because the sort of most unattractive, physically unattractive people can be attractive because of the, the way they are inside, they're so confident in themselves, aren't they? And then you get people who are physically attractive, but they just, like, for whatever reason, they've got no self-confidence, etc. So the way you look does not belie the way you feel inside. You know, they're two completely different things, aren't they? Now, we don't know for certain that he was seeing Louise, so we have to remember that that is just a rumour, like everything else. Until we find out something one way or another for certain, we shouldn't really, you know, because then there was the thing with Emma. There's something funny with Emma. I can't work out why she took so much. Now, somebody suggested that maybe she'd been used in a way by him, because she, you know, Emma is one of those people you can tell that she loves to get involved. She loved it. She did enjoy it. She enjoyed it. She loved it. I've got photos of her smiling and laughing, and, you know, totally unappropriately, when her friend's missing and presumed dead. You know, there's something funny about Emma, but maybe she was used. Maybe she was used. Who knows? It could have been Louise and Paul, but we don't know that for certain. This is the thing. We don't know anything for certain. Right, so we'll take 3 more, and then after this we'll take another 3. This is about Paul. If he had any involvement. I mean, it's a difficult question to ask, because you might think he had an involvement if you know, if he just made her life so miserable she felt like she had to do that. I don't know, but so it's a difficult question to ask. I wish you know, obviously I don't know them personally. I don't know Paul personally. I didn't know Nikki personally. I don't know Louise personally. We can only go by what we're shown on the videos that we've seen, etc. We don't know what they're like at this time of night. You know, is he sat at home drinking like me, or is he, you know, gone to the gym or whatever? You know, just don't know. Now, I have something to say now, which Princess has just said there, which maybe people won't like, but there was a couple of the photos that I saw of when they were all out partying, etc. I think Nikki might have been taking some cocaine or something, because her eyes, you can tell with people's eyes. You know, if they were living that party lifestyle, they, you know, it may not have just been Paul. And, you know, she may have been taking it every now and again. It's very common now, isn't it? I've never taken it, but you know, I do think this was the lifestyle that they had. You know, it was like the champagne lifestyle, and cocaine often goes along with that. It's quite common. So, but yeah, Claire, you're right, because that when she, you could say, she's a Leo. She likes to win. Leos don't like to lose, I suppose. But okay. See, now we've got the King of Wands. We've got the Hierophant again, and the Ace of Pentacles. It's all about money. Oh my goodness! It's just come to me. It's just given me a total shiver. Of course, the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So the Hierophant could be the coroner, because the Hierophant is some sort of judge or some sort of person in that sort of context. And the Ace of Pentacles, I think this is all about money. This, you know, maybe his insurance payout, etc. Because obviously that's why they took a lawyer along. I mean, it's really unusual. If you know anybody who's ever been involved in an inquest, do you know anybody who took a solicitor along to tell the coroner what decision to make? I have never heard of that before, and this would be the reason. About the money. Ace of Pentacles, that's a positive financial gain, you know, it's a big thing. Now, King of Wands, this is another male. This, I don't know what star sign Paul is, or Nikki's dad, or anybody, but the Wands are normally a fire sign, like a Leo or an Aries, What's the other fire sign? Leo, Aries. Oh God, I can't remember what the other fire sign is. Leo, Aries, and another one. Anyway, so who I think. So Angela, what have you not heard of before? Oh, about the wands being, what's the other fire sign? So you've got Leo, right, I'm going to have to look that up, I think. Oh, I can't because I've had to move my keyboard away. Yeah, the wands, the cups, the pentacles, and the swords, they represent different horoscope, or they can do, yeah. And the wands, because I know quite often when I come up in cards, I'm the Queen of Wands because I'm a Leo. So, yeah. It's not exclusively that, but it can be a thing. So, let's presume if this is Paul, how can we find out? Oh, because don't we know his date of birth? Oh, yeah, because his date of birth. Let's have a look what he is. October. So the 2nd of October is Scorpio, isn't he? Oh no, he's a Libra. Libra, okay. So let's see. See if we can match it up to a tarot card. It's so long since I've done this. I used to know all this off by heart, but yeah. Yeah, wands represent the astrological signs of fire, which I said, which are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Now, he's not any of those, so this King of Wands is not him. So let's see which. So Libra. Let's see what a Libra would be. So Libra, which card in tarot? No, it's not tarot. Libra, which minor arcana card? I'm going to look. If I can't find it here and now, I'll look into this for the next one that I do. Yeah, no. So the air signs. So the air signs correspond with swords, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So it's going to, maybe it is the Pentacles. Anyway, I need to look into that. So the answer, I don't want to say something I don't really know. I'm going to do 3 more cards on this particular subject of whether Paul had anything to do with it, and then finish this one off. But that's interesting, isn't it? That's just occurred to me when we came. It's all about the money. It's all about the Pentacles, and I think that Hierophant, that is the coroner. And that judgment that he's been given is, good for money. for Paulie, because Paulie will get the insurance and probably the mortgage will be paid. I mean, I don't know. We don't know the details. You can only imagine. More pentacles. Oh, right. Do you know? Gosh, I've just got a shiver then. I've just got a shiver because these cards came out earlier when I was doing the reading for Paul earlier, like practicing. So the Knight of Pentacles, again, we've got this will be somebody who's either, if it's a person, it will be a Sagittarian, a Leo, or an Arian person. But it may not be a person, it may be a different meaning, because the Knights, quite often they represent sort of traveling and, oh my goodness. So anyway, so let me just go back to then the High Priestess represents something secret that's not known yet. So the High Priestess, to me, whenever I see that in a deck, in a reading, is something, again, to come out, something hidden, something that we don't know about, something mystic, something that's we haven't got the full story about. And then we've got the Empress, and this came up several times again earlier when I was doing the practicing. And the Empress, of course, is a sign of fertility. Is somebody pregnant? Is somebody pregnant, or is there some... I mean, it doesn't have to be a pregnancy, of course. The sign of fertility, it can be a new project getting off the ground, or it's something new, it's something born. It doesn't have to be a life, it doesn't have to be a baby. It could be the start of a new something in life. So, yeah, interesting. So, summing that up, so I'm going to sum that up now. I would say that what it shows, this reading, is, I mean, really the thought was, had Paul had anything to do with it? It doesn't say anything clearly that he had anything to do with it. The only card that suggests that maybe like somebody's heart got broken. Somebody's heart was broken one way or another with this Three of Swords. You can see it is so visual. Somebody's heart was broken, and then there's a lot of money things, a lot of money cards. The Hierophant, this person in authority, which it just, when I took these three out, just felt to me that was the result of the inquest, the coroner. There's a bonus coming for Paul here now with the Ace of Pentacles. There's a male influence here, the King of Wands, which it's not Paul. I'm not sure who that is. But then when we look up to the top, we feel like something's going to come out. There's something to come out. There's some sort of, it could be a pregnancy, or it could be a new, because with this card, the Knight of Pentacles, like a new beginning. The knights are always, they set off on their horses and set off on journeys and to new pastures new. So, yeah. These big things I don't think this is the end of it. I've felt it ever since the inquest when some people were saying, no, we should leave it alone. You can't leave it alone because there's too many mysteries. There's still too many things that we don't know about. The man in black, the reason for the screams. There's so many, the welfare check, what was behind that. So there's too many things that we don't know. So it's not going to be an end. And from both the two readings that I've done, something is coming out. So I wonder if it, is somebody pregnant somewhere along the line? You can't keep that hidden forever, can you? Because you can only keep that hidden for a short while. As soon as, that is one thing you definitely can't keep hidden. But is there some sort of journey coming up? Is there some sort of big change? That's how it feels. But definitely somebody in this case, and probably Nicola, I would think, got their heart broken. Hi, 411. Oh, you've joined. Hello. Oh, you're a little bit late though. But anyway, I'm going to do one more. I've decided I'm going to do one more. Yeah, Jackie, do you think that Hierophant, it just makes sense to me now. It's got to be the coroner, hasn't it, the Hierophant? Because it's normally like a judge of some kind or some sort of official person. And of course, it's, you know, it's come up before for me. So Jennifer, what, you think it's over, it's gone too far in what sense? You don't think that we're ever going to find out what happened? I think we will. Do you know, Angela, I know I'm maybe being hopeful, but I agree. I think Paul maybe being kept. It's like, the thing is, you can't do anything without any evidence. I was watching a video, a true crime video sometime. I can't remember now if it was today or yesterday. I watched that many. But it's a very similar thing. That this guy, it took years before they had the evidence. Oh God, what was his name? He murdered it. He was having an affair with a woman, and he shot his wife in the head as if it was a robbery in the house, and just went up behind her and shot her and killed her. And it took years. He went on and married this mistress that he'd been having the affair with. And then he many times he was arrested and released, and then they had another suspect, and I can't remember his name, but it was over in America. And finally, after about 20 years, I hope it don't take that long this time, they finally convicted him, and he's now in prison. But it took a long time. Yeah. So, Jennifer, you don't think we'll ever find out? I just hope we will. It might not be in my lifetime. That is because some of the things that come up. Oh, 411. Well, we've done 2 readings. I asked the members, like, just focus. So the first question we asked. So I'll give you a summary. Obviously, you can watch it back after. The first question we asked, or I asked the cards, was, had the police dealt with this case properly, or what was it? Can't remember the specific question. You have to look back. And the reading that came up, it wasn't like as bad as you think. It was like that there are things going on behind the scenes. I always sort of hold fast to that, and I hope it's true. But it did say that something big was going to come out, didn't it? Remember, it was the tower. You're going to get a letter from the kind. What do you mean? Oh, the king. Yeah, well, I'll just send it back, to be honest. I'm not a lover of the king, to be honest. Yeah, I think there's a chance. Now, I mean, it was on Facebook, so I hate repeat things from Facebook, but quite often you do things. There was a couple of things came up today, and I can never report them as a video because they're never provable, are they? But people say. I have said that the answer to this case will come from the locals. That's what always happens. Somebody will say something. So basically, 411, what I think is the police were totally ballsed up everything from the beginning because they just really did not think that anything had happened.